Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited to bring you this tutorial. I've never made something like this. Okay, this is a Crocs tutorial and it's quite simple. Okay, this is actually a cover facing kind of tutorial, but yes, I'm not going to talk much. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. So now we are going to get right into the items you need for this project. I'm using Adoma fiber. Okay, Adoma fiber for this project. This yarn is the best. Okay, Adoma fiber is 8 ply. Okay, the thickness is perfect. It has a soft texture, and you can buy this in my yarn store. Okay, the link will be in the description box down below. Okay, so yes, you also need a pair of scissors, obviously, to cut off the excess yarns. You need a 3.5mm hook, but you can go as high as 4.0, but remember that your gauge will change if you switch to another type of hook. I will also be using this invisible thread. I know you can't see it visibly, but yeah, I'll be using this to sew join the pieces. I'll also be using some stitch markers to hold the pieces, and it's optional to use pearl beads. Okay, I had this pearl beads and I decided to be a little bit creative. I don't want to be one way. Okay, but if you don't want that, you can always use this cotton thread to make nice beautiful flowers. I had this sunflower detail, okay, and I decided to use this for the Crocs, but it will be nice to also make a crochet sunflower or something to complement the Crocs. Okay, I also added some stickers as well. This stickers is quite common. I bought it from the store, and yes, just feel free and be creative with the decoration process. Okay guys, before we continue, I want to tell you that you will need a real Crocs for this, okay, because it's a cover facing. Okay, so yes, I actually removed this aspect of the Crocs, okay, so that it will make it simple. Okay, so first of all, this is the Crocs I used. I removed the topper faces. I bought this Crocs for 20 Ghana cedis at China Mall, but it's quite popular. Okay, everyone is now rocking the Crocs, so we are going to redesign it, make it bougie. Okay, but first of all, let's measure from the bottom to it measures 6.5 inch. Okay, so this actually is a size 43. If you fall within, then you have no issues, but if you don't, you can always manipulate your way. Okay, so first of all, you are going to take your yarn, okay, and then you are going to wrap the yarn around the hook and make a slip knot, and then you are going to chain. Okay, so you are going to chain a total of 36 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. There we have it, a total of 36 chains. Afterwards, you are going to locate the third space, okay, from the chain. So count to the third space, and that's where you are going to put a total of 5 half double crochet. So to do that, you are going to yarn over, insert in the third space, pull through. You will have 3 loops on the hook like this, just like this, and afterwards you are going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so you have a total of 2 now, because the one you skip, the 3 chains you skip, counts as a stitch. Now you are going to put a total of 4 more in the exact same space. So yarn over, insert, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, nicely. yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. 2 more, yarn over, insert in the same space, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Last one in the same exact space. Let's do it. Yarn over, insert, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and you have a total of 6. Okay, as I said, now you are going to continue with the regular half double crochet in each chain space. Okay, now guys, go along with a regular row of 16 half double crochet. So in each space you put 1 half double crochet. So this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16. Okay, nicely done. So you have 16 half double crochets. Okay, right along. The next sector is going to be single crochet stitch, but before that I'm going to place my stitch marker and put it at the last half double crochet I made, because we want to take notice of the transition. Okay, but yeah, grab the loop and then we are going to continue with single crochet stitches. Next we are going to do a total of 17 single crochet throughout. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's 16 single crochet throughout, and we are left with 1 last stitch. Okay, so in that last stitch we are going to put a total of 6 single crochets. Okay, so watch carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one in the same stitch, right in the same stitch, 6. So you have 6 single crochet. So you realize that it turns you over to the opposite direction, and that's where we are going to work the rest of our stitches. So for the next stitches we are going to move along with 6 single crochet, 16 single crochet, 1 on each. Okay, so this is the next stitch. So single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me cut the yarn, it's too long, the yarn I was weaving in. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16. Okay, nicely done. 16 stitches throughout, and then the rest is also going to be, but please take note, anytime you do the last stitch, it's advisable to put your stitch marker in the last stitch so that you don't get confused with the transition. So the next section is going to be half double crochet rows, and as usual, a total of 16 throughout till you hit the last stitch where you are going to slip stitch. So yes, I'm just going to grab my loop and put half double crochet in each stitch till I have 16. So move along and count as you go. 1 half double crochet in each space you find. You should do a total of 16. I'll meet you to slip stitch. Here we have it, a total of 16 half double crochets throughout, and we are at the end of the stitch. Okay, so what you are going to do is to locate the immediate half double crochet and slip stitch to join nicely. Okay, so this is what you are supposed to have for this section. Now let's move to the next section. Okay, the next section would be an increase, okay, of the sole. By the way, we are making the sole of the shoe. Okay, so first of all, we are going to chain 2 in the first stitch. We are going to put a half double crochet over there. Okay, so in the next stitch, we are going to put a stand alone half, a total of 2 half double crochets. Sorry, so this is going to be the first one, and this is going to be the second one. So we are increasing by putting 2 half double crochet in each stitch. In the next, we are going to put a total of 2 half double crochets, making 6 half double crochets throughout. In the next, a total of 2, making 8 half double crochet. In the following, a total of 2 stitches, making a total of 10 half double crochets. In the next, a total of 2 stitches, making a total of 12 half double crochet. So that's the increase. Okay, you can place a stitch marker there so you know exactly what you are doing. Okay, it's advisable but optional. So I'm placing my stitch marker in that last stitch I made, and now I can go along with my regular half double crochet till I hit where the stitch marker is. So we are going to put 1 half double crochet on top of each stitch, and you must have a total of 16 as usual. Okay, so the last stitch is going to be where the stitch marker is. I'll meet you there. We are about to remove the last stitch marker and then put our final half double crochet. Okay, so that's it, a final half double crochet, and then you place your stitch marker back so that you don't get confused with the transition. Now the rest is going to be a total of 16 single crochets, okay, just like how we did, okay, till you meet the row of increase. So yes, just put a single crochet in each stitch, and throughout you should be counting a total of 16. I'll meet you there. All done with our total of 16 single crochets, okay? So we are going to make sure you count, okay, as it must be exact. So we are now going to do our increase for the section where we put a total of 6 single crochet in the same stitch. So in the next stitch we are going to put a total of 2 single crochets. Go to the next, a total of 2. The following, a total of 2. Now you have 6 stitches. The following, a total of 2. Now you have 8 stitches. The following, a total of 2. Now you have 10 stitches. The following, a total of 2. You finally have 12 stitches. So you have increased 6 into 12 by putting 2 single crochet in the exact same stitch for each of the stitches made in the previous row. So we are now going back with a total of 16 single crochet as usual till you hit where we place the stitch marker. I'll meet you at the stitch marker area, and then we transition to the half double crochet setup. Done with our total of 16 single crochet, okay, the rest is going to be half double crochet stitches, 16 as usual. But first let me place the stitch marker at the last single crochet stitch I made before we continue with our half double crochet section. Okay, so half double crochet in each stitch. You must have a total of 16 half double crochet, and then you slip stitch to join. I'll meet you there. There we have it, okay, a total of 16 half double crochet. Now insert your hook in the very first half double crochet and slip stitch to join. For the next row, you are going to chain a total of 2. You are going to do a simultaneous repetition of 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 2 half double crochet in the stitch. So you are going to put a half double crochet in the same exact stitch, okay, because the chain 2 counts as a stitch. So this time you have 2 half double crochet in the same stitch, which counts as an increase. So in the next stitch, you are just going to put a half double crochet, go to the following, a half double crochet, and then in the next that's where you are going to do the increase, okay. So in the next, you are going to put a total of 2, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, okay. You can see it clearly. So you must have a total of 6 half double crochet so far. Go to the next stitch, a single half double crochet, go to the following, a single half double crochet, and then in the next stitch, that's when you are going to do the increase of putting 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. So 1 and then 2. You must have 10 stitches for this sector, okay. So we are still going to do a regular repetition, okay. So it's just 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet repetition. So in the next stitch, place a half double crochet in the following, just a half double crochet, and then in the next, that's when we are going to put a total of 2 half double crochets. So this is the first one, and then this is the second one. Nicely done. You must have a total of 14 half double crochet stitch, but you realize that the next stitch is where the stitch marker is, so make sure you count your stitch and you are accurate with the a total of 14 half double crochet. So you are just going to remove your stitch marker and put your next half double crochet, okay, there. So go into the next stitch, just a single half double crochet, and into the following, just a half double crochet. You can now place your stitch marker there, and now you can half double crochet all the way till you hit where the next stitch marker is, okay, the transition between the single crochet and half double crochet stitches. So I'll meet you there. All right, guys, we are at the last stitch, okay. So I went along with half double crochet till I met this. So this is going to be the last half double crochet. So go over there and place a half double crochet. So this is the last stitch, take notice, and then just place a half double crochet there. Now you can place your stitch marker back, and then we are going to transition into single crochet stitches. So as usual, you are going to put a single crochet in each stitch. You must have a total of 16 single crochet until you meet the end where we are going to do some increase. So I'll meet you there. Here we have it, our last single crochet, okay, making 16 single crochet to work on the increase, okay. So you can see that it is building up. We are working in the inner surface of the Crocs, okay. I'm much excited about this. So this next increase is also going to be 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So in the next stitch, we are going to do your first increase of 2 single crochet in the same stitch as seen, okay. 2 single crochet in the same stitch. That's our first increase. In the next stitch, 1 single crochet. In the following, 1 single crochet, and then the next stitch is when we do our increase of 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So 1, 2, nicely done. You must have a total of 6. Go to the next stitch, a single crochet, the following, a single crochet. In the next, you are going to put a total of 2, 1, 2. Now you have 10 single crochet stitches. In the next, just a single crochet. In the following, just a single crochet. The next stitch is when you do your increase of 2 single crochet in the same stitch. So 1 and then 2. Nicely done. 14 single crochets. In the next, a stitch. In the following, a stitch. And then we are now going to continue with your single crochet 16. Okay, 16 single crochet till you hit where the stitch marker is. So yes, go along with 1 single crochet in each stitch. This time no increase till you hit where the stitch marker is, and then we work on our half double crochet transition. Okay, we are there now. Okay, let me take off the stitch marker and finish off my last single crochet, sorry. So that's it, and then you can place your stitch marker back there. Now you are going to continue with half double crochet stitches, 16 of them, 1 half double crochet in each stitch to meet the end where we are going to slip stitch to join. So I'll meet you there. Okay, here we have it. We are finishing off with a slip stitch, and then we are going to chain a total of 2 to begin the next section. For the next row, you are just going to do regular rows, no increase, no decrease, 1 half double crochet in each stitch. So we are going to the next stitch. Place a half double crochet there and go all around. Make sure you place a half double crochet in each stitch nicely. And take notice, we are not going under both loops, we are going inside the loops, so it's kind of like the back loop. Okay, it gives you this nice line feature for the top, for the sole of the inner detail. Okay, so you are just applying your half double crochet stitches swiftly, as you can see, and we are going to apply this all around towards the middle section. Okay, we are going to apply this. I'll show you. This time we are transitioning back to half double crochet stitches all around, no single crochet stitches. We are just going to apply half double crochet stitches all around towards where the stitch markers are. So I'll meet you at where the stitch marker is, and yeah, so yeah, I went along and I'm at where the stitch marker is. I'm just going to pull it off and place a half double crochet in that stitch. So yes, as I said, this time you are not transitioning into single crochet stitches. The previous single crochet stitches, you are just going to apply regular half double crochet stitches in each, on top of each stitch, all around towards the opposite sector. Turn nicely and half double crochet. So yes, I'll meet you, half double crochet till you get to where you are supposed to slip stitch. I'll meet you at the opposite side and then we begin the next section. So this is it. I did my regular half double crochet row and I'm going to slip stitch to join finally. And you must have something like this. For the next row, we are going to chain 2, and as usual, it's the same repetition of what we just did. We are just going to put a regular, this is a regular row as well, 1 half double crochet in each stitch all around. Okay, just make sure you are having a nice tension whilst doing it. Don't make it too tight, make it a little bit relaxed. Okay, go all around and I'll meet you at the end of the row and we will slip stitch to join. Okay guys, so I did a total of 3 more rows depending on how your inside facing is, as I said. But yeah, it's very cool. Okay, as you can see, in total you must have 7 to 8 rows. Okay, for the next sector we are going to chain 2. We are now going in the front loops only. Okay, so you realize that we have 2 loops right here, the one I'm trying to pull up and the one at the back. This time we are going to the top one, the one I'm pulling up. Okay, that's where we are going. So I'm going to place a half double crochet in the front loops only. So half double crochet nicely. So now we are going to do a regular half double crochet. The only difference is that we are going only in the front loops. Okay, so yarn over, insert in the front loop, pull through. You have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and we are applying this half double crochet stitch in the front loop of every stitch all around. Okay, it gives you this nice border to raise it a little, okay, for the inner surface. Okay, so yes, that's what we are going to do in each front loop, okay, all around till we get to the end of the row, and I'll show you what to do. Okay, last stitch right there. I'm going to slip stitch to join nicely, and then we are going to chain 1 and cut off the yarn. We are going to be weaving in the yarn with your darning needle or hook, like how I normally do. Just pull it up and down, you know, normally. So this is how your sew, okay, is supposed to, the inside facing is supposed to be. We are going to do the cover of the inside facing before we fix it inside the Crocs. So that's going to be the next sector. This is me trying to fit my facing inside the Crocs, and as I said, it should be able to work for size 40 to 43. Okay, if your size is smaller, you can make adjustments with the beginning chain. I will try as much as possible to put the other size, you know, sews in the description box. Okay, but yeah, basically this fits perfect. Okay, it should be, you know, okay. Yeah, so let's work on the cover for the facing. So yes, to begin, you are going to make a slip knot and chain a total of 6 plus 1. Plus 1 counts as the turning chain. Locate the second stitch from the hook, the second chain space from the hook, and single crochet. Put a single crochet in the next, and then in all the stitches till you get to the end of the row. You must have a total of 6 single crochets by the end of the row. Nicely done. This is the very first base for the cover, okay, for the inner facing. For row 2, we are going to chain 1 and do an increase, okay, but let's put it on to see what I'm talking about. Okay, for row 2, chain 1, turn over. In the very first stitch, we are going to put a total of 2 single crochet, so 1 and 2. So that's your first increase. You are going to do an increase in the first and then the last stitch for this row. In the next stitch, we are just going to put a single crochet stitch. So this is the third stitch. In the next, just a single crochet, fourth, and then fifth stitch, and then sixth stitch, and then in the last stitch, which is going to be the seventh stitch, we are going to add an extra single crochet in that same exact stitch, and you must have a total of 8 single crochet for this row. So you did an increase in the first and last stitch. Now let's move to row 3. Row 3 is also a row of increase. You are going to chain 1, turn over. In the very first stitch, put a total of 2 single crochet. Now put a single crochet in each stitch till you meet the last row, where you are going to do an increase. Now the last stitch, we are going to put a total of 2 single crochets. So this is the first one, and then this is the second. Nicely done. You must have a total of 10 single crochet as seen. For row 4, we are also going to do an increase. Okay, you chain and turn over. In the first stitch, we are going to put a total of 2 single crochets. Now single crochet regularly, 1 single crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the row where you are going to do your increase. Now in the last stitch, this is when you put a total of 2 single crochets. 12 single crochets now for this row, which is row 4. And now you are going to do rows, regular rows. This time no increase for row 5, 6 and 7. So you are going to do 3 rows of regular, regular rows. Okay, chain 1, turn over. In the very first stitch, you are going to put a total of 1 and then go to the next and single crochet all the way to get to the end of the row, which shows that there's no increase in this row. So just place a single crochet, and you must have 12 single crochet for this row. So that's the last stitch there, no increase. You are going to add 2 more regular rows of no increase. You must have a total of 12 for each row. So 2 more rows, do it, and then we do another row of increase. I'll meet you there. So I added 2 more regular rows of single crochet, and this is what you are supposed to have. Okay, so next we are going to transition into half double crochet stitches, but we are going to do an increase, okay, with the half double crochet stitches. Okay, so first of all, you are going to just chain 1. In the very first stitch, you are going to put a total of 2 half double crochets. So wrap the yarn around the hook, insert in the space, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, go back in the same space, wrap the yarn around the hook, insert into the space, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops left on the hook, and you are going to half double crochet till you get to the end of the row where you are going to do an increase. This time you must, after you do an increase in the last stitch, you must have a total of 14 single crochets. So this is the last stitch. 1 half double crochet already there. You are going to add the next one, which will be 2. So you have a total of 14 half double crochet for this row. Okay, and now you are going to do regular rows, okay, of half double crochet. So you are going to chain 1. In the very first stitch, half double crochet. This time no increase. These are regular rows. Put a half double crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the row, and I'll show you the number of rows to repeat for this sector. So I did a total of 20 rows, including the single crochet rows. Okay, so the single crochet row was 6, and then the half double crochet row was 14. Okay, making 20. Afterwards, I'm going to single crochet all around, okay, to clean up the base before we join basically. So in each space, put a single crochet there all around towards the edges, till we get to where we began. Okay, so I'll meet you all around. Okay. Right at the end, we are going to slip stitch to join and chain one, and then you can pull the yarn as long as you want, because basically we are going to thread it to probably a darning needle. I wasn't having a darning needle, okay, but I do recommend that instead of using a darning needle, you use this big pin. Okay, it can pierce through the Crocs, because at a certain point in time you have to be attaching the surface of the Crocs to the inner surface. So just swiftly make it smooth in order to thread. This one is the big pin, not the small one. It's quite common in most of our local craft stores. So you're just going to thread it nicely. Okay, and then pull it from the other side. Yes, nicely made. And then after threading, we are going to join it to the other facing. Okay, so let me just remove it. And we are going to place the facing just like this. Now we are basically going to join with a whip stitch. Okay, but first figure out take your stitch markers so that you can join at certain points so that sewing becomes easier. Okay, so I'm just going to take my stitch markers and join them. Okay, so I just take each side and then lock them with a stitch marker. I just pierce them through both of the loops and then just lock them with a stitch marker before I start sewing. So you are going to just pierce the needle to the loop, the front loop of the opposite side, and pull through nicely to attach first. Make sure it's a little bit tight, and then next you are going to grab the next loop of both, okay, both sides, and just basically sew as seen. You just pull the yarn through to get to the end, and then it tightens up. So that's it. Whip stitches all around towards the edges. Since we have used the stitch marker to help us attach, it becomes much more easier. So when you get to where the stitch marker is, you can just remove it and continue your sewing process. So this is how it's supposed to look after sewing all around. Now you are going to fit it inside the Crocs before we attach. Okay, since we already have this type of needle, the one that pierces through the Crocs, because a darning needle can't pierce through, so it becomes much more easier. Okay, so I'm just fitting it in nicely, and then I'm grabbing the edge. Okay, that's the first sector of sewing to attach. Okay, so just take notice. I don't want to give any low, but there's this hole there, but if you don't have any hole, you can pierce one through. Luckily I had one hole over there, so that was the very first turning point before I started joining from the edges. So I'm just piercing through the Crocs, and then I join to attach with the crochet inside facing. So as you can see, these holes that are already created, I'm just basically weaving in between. Okay, so it becomes much easier because I have this, but if you don't have the space, you can still pierce it in between just to attach the facing to the Crocs, because you don't want the facing dripping inside the Crocs. Okay, so that's what I'm basically doing. So finally done attaching the inner facing to the upper side of the Crocs so that inside becomes more smooth and comfortable. We'll be working on the border, okay, the side, all around, and then the topper aspect. Okay, quite simple. We have a lot to do, but it's quite simple if you pay attention. So first of all, you are going to chain a total of 10 stitches, 10 chains, sorry. So afterwards, you move to the next stitch and single crochet. Now you must have a total of 9 single crochet all the way down. Eight and then 9. Okay, so 9 single crochets. Okay, we are going to do this elastic band stitch, which is quite common for waistbands. It's the same repetition. I'm going to chain 1, turn over. I'm going to locate the back loop. Okay, we have the front loop and the back loop as I showed you previously. So you are going to just make sure you locate the back loops. As you can see, you can see 2 braided parts. Go to the back loop and single crochet, sorry. So make sure that you have 9 single crochet stitches throughout, 1 single crochet in each back loop till you get to the end of the row. So that's basically it. We are doing this elastic band thing for the Crocs, okay, the section of the Crocs, and this would extend a little bit underneath the Crocs. Yeah, so yes, do the repetition. This is the second row. Do the repetition throughout. I'll tell you the number of rows I did, and just chain 1. Make sure you go to the back loops and repeat this always in the back loops. Single crochet in the back loops. I'll meet you when I'm done. So yeah, it is. I made a total of 65 single crochet in the back loop. As I said, you just put it on your Crocs. I'm going to show you before you join. So if there's a need for an adjustment, as I said, this stretches a little bit. It stretches a lot actually. So make sure you put it on that aspect of the Crocs before you join like mine. But I had done it already, so I was quite confident in joining. So to join, you are going to slip stitch. You are going to pick both back loops, insert and in both back loops, and then pull through the loop left on the hook, which is basically a slip stitch. You are going to slip stitch till you get to the end of the row. This is it joined nicely. Okay, now let's pick up our Crocs and let me show you what I mean. So when you put it on the side like this is how it's supposed to be, and then a little bit of the of the height will go underneath just to cover the edge, okay, the bottom. Okay, me personally, I didn't crochet to cover the bottom, but to make it more neat and nicer, it is appropriate to do that. And I was thinking like basically nobody's going to see it underneath when you are walking, so I didn't bother. But as I said, it's appropriate to do that. So first of all, no, next you are going to pick up your stitch marker, and then you are going to join, you are going to, you know, pierce both the loops and peg it nicely to join before you use your needle to sew it. Okay, it makes it much more easier. So that's what I'm doing for this side before we even before we work on the top facing. So guys, I'll remind you to subscribe and turn on your post notification, and please don't skip the ads, okay? It helps the channel grow. But first of all, you saw the first section of the Crocs nicely done. So this is the second section. You see the inside is looking neatly attached. We are now basically going to work on the topper aspect, okay? It's quite simple. It's just similar to the very first aspect we made. So yes, it's just basically the same repetition, but I'll be going through again, okay, just because I want to make this very beginner friendly. So we are going to chain a total of 6 plus 1, just like how we did for the top facing. Okay, so there's 6 chains plus 1, making 7. Now we're going to move to the second stitch, second chain, and single crochet. Now you're going to single crochet all the way down. You must have a total of 6, just like how the top facing was. So this is your total of 6 single crochet. You can, you know, place it on your Crocs as you work to make sure if there's supposed to be any adjustments, it would be possible because you have basically the outline made already. Okay, we are just revamping it. Next, we chain 1, turn over. In the very first stitch, you are going to put a total of 2 single crochets, making an increase. So 1 and then 2. Now single crochet till you get to the end of the row, where we are going to put a total of 2 in the last stitch. So this is the last stitch, a total of 2. 1 and then 2. For row 3, we are going to do an increase again from 8 to 10 stitches. Okay, so we are going to chain 1, put a total of 2 stitches in the same space, and then so let's do the first one. Insert, pull through, yarn over, pull through or 2 loops, back again in the same stitch, another single crochet. So you are now going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the row, where we are going to do an increase, and then you are supposed to have 10 single crochets for this row. Now after the increase, you are going to proceed to the next row, which is also a row of increase. You are going to chain 1 in the very first stitch. You are going to put a total of 2 single crochet, and then we are going to put 1 single crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the row, where we are going to also apply an increase in the last stitch, and you must have a total of 12 stitches for row 4. So this is it after the increase, 12 single crochet throughout. You are going to add 3 regular rows, okay, of no increase. Okay, 3 regular rows of single crochet, and it will raise the height a little. So yes, let's proceed. So to make the regular row, we are going to chain 1, turn over. In the very first stitch, just put a single crochet there and place a single crochet in all the stitches till you get to the end of the row. This time no increase, okay? So this is it, nicely made. We are going to add 2 more rows of regular row. I'll see you there. So I did a total of 2 more extra regular rows, and yes, we are going to proceed with another row of increase. Then we are doing single crochet throughout, okay? So chain 1 in the very first stitch, put a total of 2 single crochet in the first stitch, and then single crochet till you get to the end of the row, where we are going to do an increase. The difference between the inner facing and this outer facing is that with the outer facing we are doing single crochet stitches throughout, because that is basically what everyone is going to see. So we are trying to achieve the best, neatest feature, and you know single crochet does that job magnificently, okay? So yes, this, we are at the end of the row, okay? So this is where you put your total of 2 single crochets, and you must have a total of 14 single crochets for this row. Nicely done, quite simple, okay? So the rest of the row is going to be regular rows, no increase. So you chain 1 in the first stitch, just a single crochet, and then single crochet throughout to the end, no increase. And then you are going to do a number of rows. I'll tell you the overall number of rows I did for the outer facing, and then we'll be having a little bit variation of the sideways, okay? So I'll see you there. So overall I made a total of 24 rows of single crochet, okay? So we are going to chain 1, turn over. In the very first stitch, do an increase by putting a total of 2 single crochet. Now place a regular single crochet in each stitch till you get to the end of the row, where we are going to do an increase as well. So we are now in the last stitch, where we are going to put a total of 2 single crochets, and that is it. We are actually working on the sideways. So when I put it on the Crocs, you see that the sideways extend a little, and that's the, you know, feature we are trying to achieve before we join the whole process. So next we are going to chain 1, okay? In the very first stitch, put a single crochet there, go to the next, a single crochet, go to the following a single crochet, and then go to the last, a single crochet. So you have a total of 4 single crochets, okay? You end there and turn your work. You chain 1, put a single crochet in the next stitch, in the following, and in the last. So you must have a total of 3, okay? So that's how to decrease. Next, you chain 1, put a single crochet in the same stitch, in the next, and then you end there, okay, making a total of 2 single crochets, okay? We are now going to cut off and attach and repeat the same thing for the opposite side, okay? So just chain 1 and basically attach to the following side. To attach to the opposite side, you are going to make a slip knot and slip stitch in the corner. So yes, just single crochet to join, and you can add an extra 3. So this is the second one, the third, and then the fourth, making a total of 4 single crochets. Now you can turn skip the same stitch, go into the next stitch, single crochet, go into the following single crochet, and then go into the last single crochet. You must have 3 now. And then finally you are going to single crochet in the same stitch and in the following, making 2 single crochets. Okay, so that's the same exact opposite. That's what I did for the opposite side as well. And we are going to clean up the edges. Okay, so don't cut off yet, just go along with single crochet roll towards the edges all around, and then we'll slip stitch to join, and then basically the rest is quite easy. It's just sewing, whip stitch, so yeah, clean up the edges and I'll meet you there. Going to need the help of the stitch marker to attach a certain vital areas, especially the points like this. You just grab both sides and join as seen, before you thread your big needle to sew along the edges. So at this point, I'm threading my big needle and I'm getting ready to join using a whip stitch. So first of all, I'm joining the inside facing with the side, the elastic band we made all around the Crocs. So that's the first section I'm joining. Use a whip stitch nicely and take notice of how I join. Okay, this is not really something difficult, it's just basic sewing whip stitch all around. Alright guys, now that we are done joining that aspect, we are now going to join it to the topper aspect. So as you can see, a basic whip stitch. Okay, make sure you have a grip of both loops and then you join it nicely. As time goes by, you can remove your stitch marker as you join the edges nicely as seen, all to the opposite side. So I did join all around, as you can see, nicely. And if there's any extra yarn, please cut it off. Now we are going to work on, we just pull it a little, okay? The band that we made, we are going to pull it a little, and then this is when we need our invincible thread, okay? So we are going to sew the invincible, use the invincible thread to sew towards a little bit underneath, okay? So we are pulling the band a little bit underneath, but first let me thread my invincible, let me use my invincible thread to show you how it goes, okay? This is also a whip stitch, but I recommend that you do so 2 times so that it becomes very, very durable, because you don't want the experience where it pulls off or separates from the main portion. Also, I recommend that if possible you can repeat the same first process, the sole, the inner facing, you repeat it for the underneath, okay, if you don't mind, because basically I thought, oh, we don't really need, I don't feel like we need to cover it because it will be on the ground at the long run. So yes, that's what I'm doing. This time I'm using the small thread, the small needle, okay, and then I'm joining it this way nicely with a whip stitch using the invincible thread. And make sure you sew it nicely. Take your time, pierce it through the Crocs very well so that it gets a firm tight grip, okay? So I'll sew all around and show you my whole process. Okay, before I forget, I before I finish sewing underneath, okay, please, if you are to use this type of stickers, please make sure you put it on top. Otherwise, when you sew it underneath fully, it will be difficult for you to pierce the sticker through the crochet. But as I said, it's optional. Be creative with your decorative process. So I'm just putting, I can't even find one of the stickers, so I'm just putting one for this one, this black kitty sticker, and then I'm going to continue sewing underneath, and I'll show you my final process. So guys, we have finally come to the end of this tutorial. As I said, I joined it just like how you see, and as I told you earlier on, be creative with the decorative process. I won't like to limit you, but if you like this video, please give it a like and comments below. I would love to see your creations. Don't forget me to tag me on my social media platforms. Bye.